We're Steve and Debbie, and we have been on an adventure.
Yes, we have.
And we call our vlog, it is Adventures.
Oh, no, just plain us.
Oh, just plain us. That's
Adventures.
it. Adventures.
Yeah, because we're going to have a lot of adventures throughout that we'll be putting on for you to watch and enjoy.
Yeah, so we're here at a very nice hotel in Prescott, Arizona. Prescott.
Some say potato, tomato, tomato, Prescott.
That leads into where we stayed. We were at Potato
Patch
Campground, which we paid in advance for our site. We went online and we checked to see the area, and we thought this site would be great. When we arrived, it was great. It was really awesome.
Yeah, it was really relaxing.
Yeah, we just kind of very quiet. There was a family across the way that had 2 camp spots, like one camp or place for him to get away and her to be over here with the sun.
That's true. You know what they did actually.
Yeah. And they had really nice bathroom, it was clean, fresh water. So it was really nice. We had a nice big camp spot.
So one of the main goals that we had for this trip was to try out our new SUV tent, and it worked out fantastic. And one of the really cool things about it attaches to our SUV, and you have plenty of room for storing stuff and ventilation as well. And we also had some window vents too that we want to try out, and also sleeping in our SUV, which we'd never done before. It was one of these, hey, let's give it a try. Seen it on YouTube and wanted to give it a try for ourselves. So basically, now that we have everything pretty much set up, an idea of what's going to go on, we need to find where we're going to go. So
we went online. U.S. Forest Service is a great place to look around.
Yeah, it's recreation.gov.
Yeah, recreation.gov. And we just kind of looked at the sites. You have an aerial view and
some pictures, depending
on where. Yeah, no, I think they did have pictures like what's available.
Yeah.
So we went ahead and paid in advance, so we definitely were guaranteed a camp spot.
Right. For the 2 nights that we want to be there.
2 nights, but really what happened was we had a quiet night, really, really nice. No one next to us.
Well, let's start though going back. When we first got there, because we had the SUV tent on the back of the SUV, normally you would be able to park and then put a tent up, right? But we had to do it on the asphalt where you park in. So,
right.
But the only problem with this part where we were at, which we didn't know and couldn't see on the pictures, was there was a downgrade. And you'll find out what happens later after that. So the downgrade, which led down to the picnic table and the fire pit. Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then
yeah. So actually our tent went up really, really nice.
Mm-hmm.
We had a little trouble seeing how we could stake the tent down.
Yeah, because it's right on the edge of the
edge of the asphalt. So that's one of our to kind of tweak for our next trip.
Yeah, we were learning.
Yeah, that's like we have a book or a little notepad that we wrote down everything so it's fresh in our minds.
Yeah.
So that we could say, okay, we need this. This would be better experience for if we had this.
And we'll have another video that will talk about the 3 things we liked and 3 things we didn't like about this place too.
That sounds good.
Mm-hmm. So
our experience getting up there was really nice. It's travel 2 hours away.
Not far at all.
Where we lived, up into the mountains, way up a steep hill, into the mountains, into actual pines and really nice, beautiful green trees.
Yeah.
So we got set up in the afternoon, just absolutely wonderful. And everything clicked. Everything that we had diligently planned for and fit in our vehicle.
Yeah, it was working great.
It was great. Yeah. Had a nice fire that night.
Yep.
What else?
We had burgers. I mean, just camping stuff that we wanted to do.
Just camping stuff. So it went nice. And the first part of the little hiccup in the adventure was Steve sleeping and huddled up in the back end of our little nest area where we set up diligently. And our little dog at home normally gets her way of sleeping wherever she
spoiled.
wants. I don't let her do it with me, but Steve does it.
She's my girl.
She's sleeping on his pillow, and I see him in the corner. I woke up and I was
in a fetal position with my legs hanging out.
He's hanging out the edge of the hatch.
So we got through the night. I was aching, of course, but that's okay. It was worth it. Rue got some good sleep, and so did Mama here. And so we got up, had our breakfast.
Our wonderful
what
breakfast.
What did you have, babe, that you made?
We made bacon, eggs, and pancakes.
Bacon.
And that's Steve. He was looking forward to that very, very much.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's where we learned another thing. Is we thought, we bought camping frying pan, and I should have listened to my instincts and brought my home fry pan and home spatulas because we didn't bring oil spray. Okay, well, we had the spray or the bacon grease, but once that gets super hot, then it starts to get too like brown and you can't cook the rest of your stuff.
Yeah, but the bacon grease with the eggs and the pancakes, that's what makes camping breakfast, I'm telling you.
So our next, we have a Jackery, which is
that's awesome.
A charger, and you can hook up your phones.
Mm-hmm.
You can actually plug in. What else can you do with that?
Yeah, it's just a power station, basically.
Power station.
Which works out really great if you need extra power. Eventually, we'll want to get solar panels, if we stay longer, for try out boondocking.
Boondocking.
We're not,
That's what we kind of thought about yesterday when we were sitting in the afternoon, which we thought was very quiet, and all of a sudden it did not.
It's a nice breeze I was going through. I mean, every once in a while. Only problem with this place a little bit where we were at, you could hear some cars going by. But other than that, it was peaceful. Yeah. Is what we were looking for.
Well, we'll tell you about the next phase of it, though. The morning time, very peaceful, very quiet.
Afternoon time was great.
Yeah, up until about 2:30.
Yeah, which is what time that you're able to check in for the next.
Mm-hmm. So Steve was taking his nap, and I had just been reading, enjoying the quiet, and I had seen a coyote, so of course I was keeping an eye on our little dog, and she was real close by. And all of a sudden, these people were next to us who we knew somebody was, had reserved that next to us, and it was thought, it is kind of close.
Really close.
Really
we
close.
Could have been in that other area too.
Yeah.
Right there. So that close.
So it was pretty close, and I hear him backing up, and all of a sudden I hear, kids. I love kids. I have 4 grandkids of my own. I love kids.
But these were loud kids.
Very loud. And so our experience kind of turned pretty quickly.
we look at each other like, okay.
Wait a minute.
Is this a good thing or a bad thing? Okay, so they back up with the pop tent, or what do they call it? It's where the tent trailer brain's turning off right now.
It's really not
Master's falling
a
off the wheel.
Tent.
It's can't think. Brain's turning off.
It's
right
like it like goes up to like a regular sized trailer.
Right. Yeah. And so the dad comes out, and then these kids come out, and you hear them kind of screaming a little bit. I think. Right.
Okay. So this isn't going to be quiet anymore.
And I'm telling Deb, okay, chill. We'll get through this. Just kind of listen for the birds, and just enjoy the breeze and try to ignore them. But no. What happened?
So we got our firewood because we had planned steak and
mashed
potatoes on the fire pit, and we did that, and it was awesome, and we were real glad that we did that. But after a bit, when there was a couple like crash and burns on whatever they were riding,
the little scooters they were on,
and the screaming after, it was like, oh no.
Don't touch me! Stop it! We learned one kid's name. His name was. Got yelled at a lot. Well, I know we'll probably cut that, but still, But we know his name now, and he was one who was falling off, and down, and then and the other ones run over there.
And I thought, oh no,
Dios mío.
I don't want to be. I'm off as being a nurse. I do not want to be going in mending.
I mean, so basically, when they came in, one of the kids came over into our camp area, which is right there, and we're sitting there looking at them like, okay,
hello.
I say hello. Can we help you? And so it got noisy when they first came in, then it kind of calmed down a
And
little
excitement.
bit.
We
Yeah, I mean, I
understand.
understand excitement.
Kids
That's
are
cool.
excited.
Yeah, it's fantastic. But as the day and the afternoon went on,
Got louder.
and then an accident, they're on their scooter and all of a sudden one falls down. You're my dad, don't touch me, that type of thing. And then Deb and I look at each other and we're like, okay, what do you do? What do we do with that?
It's such a, because you paid for the night.
Yeah.
And you wanted, you're thinking, okay, it's a quiet outdoor time.
Yep.
You're thinking quiet. You set yourself up for quiet.
Yeah.
And then what do you do? And that's one of the things we'd like to know, what any of you have experienced or may have gone through and had that situation. Do you leave? Do you stay?
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to hear any comments. And
write it down in the comment section. I mean, what would you do? Because we were going back and forth. Okay, no, we can make it through. Just one more night, we'll be all right. And then it seemed to get louder, and then the whining, and because 3 kids, and they're how kids are, and same,
But
kids
if we
too,
took our grandkids, this was what I was thinking. I would think of all the camp spots that were available.
And there were a lot of available ones there.
I was thinking, I saw
Lord.
how close that would have been to already established campers.
Yeah.
Thinking about it, going, I would say, let's try to maybe, if I had my 3 granddaughters, which they can be kind of, like that too. I'd want to maybe go to a different spot where it's kind of isolated, and see if the camp host could, change your reservation. I don't know.
Because it wasn't a high time, so
there was a lot of camp
but
spots.
again,
or do we move?
Right, and that's what we were thinking. Well, do we move? And then we have to take everything down again, and then we have everything situated. So we're going through and we say, all right, main thing that we want to do is have our steak and mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
That was our main goal, and that's what we want to make sure that we get. So we find this big log, and then we just go ahead and start it, and started working. And as we're eating, again, it kept going, getting louder again, or just whining, and so it got to the point where sorry, we're not going to be able to relax. We'll be on edge because we're so close to them where we're at. And so what finally happened?
Well, I think after I had 2 wines.
2? Was it 3?
2? No, 3. I think it was 3. The little tiny bottles. But I thought maybe we'll just kind of get our fire started and just kind of chill, and then so Steve went up. I don't know, up to you kind of went out to the front, and then came back. You go, no, let's go.
Well, I went to the restroom.
Oh, you went to the restroom.
I went to the restroom. And it was just, because we had our steak, we had our mashed potatoes, and that was excellent. Enjoyed it. But I just couldn't take it anymore.
He's the one that made the decision, really, because I said it
I'm more mellow,
first.
too.
And he's really more mellow than I would be, because I'm always in the noise. Yeah. Everything is always noisy, what I do, and where he can have a little more.
I don't like whining. Oh, dear Lord.
So anyway, so he said, now let's, so I got on we have Verizon service, so we were able to call the, down here where we're at now at the hotel and ask if they had an available room. And they didn't have the one that we're at now, but they said.
Because we had scheduled this as a way of kind of relaxing, extending the time, because we were thinking we need a little bit more time to relax. So, and this is pet friendly.
Pet friendly.
And so luckily.
Well, they had just a regular, room, which was very nice. We just kind of chilled. I ran into Fry's and got stuff that we needed just for this, and
so but once you found out that we had a place there, we reserved it, so all right, that's good. Boom. I think how quick do you think we tore down everything?
We were pretty quick.
We were quick. We were going so fast.
Yeah.
I mean, it got to the point where once I started rolling up the sleeping bags, I was like, we're out of here. This is it. Now, we're gone.
Bringing all the stuff in.
Yeah,
from
she
took
the fire off, got the picnic table, got the igloo in, got the chairs in, and I was like, okay, well, can we fit it in? So no, just throw it all in there. So we're throwing it all in there, and just kind of forget about rolling up anything else.
We did not clean
or anything. No, whatsoever. Just toss it in. As we were kind of cleaning everything up, okay, this is what happened to me. You didn't see it, did you?
I did not see it.
She heard it and then saw the end of it.
Right.
Okay, so what happened was, the lip that is basically on any tent that to keep the rain from coming in.
The zipper part.
Well, yeah, underneath right here. Well, my foot got caught on that,
Oh God.
and I was sort of like that guy who was on the Rolls commercial, saying, "Ooh, I think I'm rolling right now. I must, this reminds me that I have a Rolo," and that's what I felt. In a slow motion, kind of, I'm rolling down that grade, and then did I end up by the picnic table?
No, it might as well, at least halfway, because when he was getting up, I looked at him like, what just happened? He was all dusty.
And then one of the kids
dirty.
on the other side go, "What just happened?" And I go, I'm okay, I'm fine. Luckily I know how to roll. I know how to fall. I've fallen many times. And I just had a couple scrapes, a scrape on my hand here, on my leg, but nothing broken, thank God.
So he was okay. I think it was adrenaline or something that
Well,
saved him.
but at that point I was like, get the head out of here. No more, sorry.
So I was 3 times doused. They have a big 5-gallon thing to douse because we just put this big log on our
We're
fire.
planning, we'll go ahead and stay and try it out.
And I started going. I made 3 trips with the 5-gallon. About halfway each, and I just doused that fire.
We're getting out of here.
And our little dog is she's on this little. They had this pole thing where her leash was on, and
She's trying to figure out what's going on.
She's looking at us like, what is going
Come
on?
on, you guys are moving really fast.
So then we had a tarp, and we had.
We had 2 tarps. So do we take the tarp? No, just throw it away.
I went to the trash can and I just
toss it.
Toss it.
No, forget it.
And then I walked back from doing that, and Steve.
Yeah, we had everything in there.
Yeah, everything was in and closed. We were pretty sure we had everything. And our little dog, Rue, she was on his seat,
the driver's seat.
And I'm like, babe, I said, start the car.
Just like that, start the car. I'm like, babe, but Rue's right there. Start the car. And I'm like, Rue, okay, move, Rue. Because we weren't sure if the battery was going to start.
We were just like, we knew our lights out, but still.
So I'm like, okay, I get in and I start the car, and then what happened?
I'm just like, I made a comment.
She had a couple of out loud comments, just
it's not necessary to say them, but it wasn't rude or anything. It was just kind of like, my gosh,
it was frustration. We were frustrated.
If my grandkids were with us, or whatever, I would want them to be respectful to neighboring campers. I would request it, and it would happen. But they were not. Never heard them say, be quiet, kind of calm your voices down. It was nothing like that. Yeah. But
so we got out of there, and we just got out of there. We were boom, everything in, and as we're driving down the windy road, my wife goes, "Where's my cell phone?" Like, what? My cell phone? Where's my cell phone? Okay, so we had to find a spot in the first turn off.
Where was it when we were trying to dig? Oh, it's in my back pocket.
Okay, so word to the wise: if you're moving very fast, to get out of there as quickly as possible, make sure you check your back pocket. Make sure that you find for your cell phone.
Make sure you have everything in your haste. Just make sure.
That's what I'm saying. I think we got out of there quicker than we set up. I mean, it was just boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, but we had a lot of. We were just, when we were going initially, our objective was to see how all our stuff worked.
Correct, and
take our time and just go. Okay, this works out. And so we did. Yeah. I mean, we accomplished what we had set out to do, but sometimes plans change, so you have to be flexible too.
Yeah, we're wondering, God has his ways of changing things around, and I think this is part of it because we're relaxing even more.
Yeah, we plan, God laughs.
Yeah, exactly.
So really, actually, we were pretty comfortable last night.
Yeah, definitely, especially Route 2.
Yeah, and we're thinking like this morning, if we still would have been there, what time do they get up?
Oh, God, yes.
Start hearing the screaming, like how late do they go to bed?
Yeah. That's me.
We could have had a lot of going, oh my gosh. Yeah. So we made a choice that was worked out for us.
Right.
But I think we're going to be very interested in how many people have experienced this.
Yeah. Tell us what you've experienced. Have you experienced anything like this where the kids are just something, even rude neighbors, whatever. But again, right now it's just the kids that were kind of a loud, peace-breaking type of. But what would you do? Have you experienced this? Would you leave? I mean, we went back and forth. on trying to figure out, do we go? Do we say, well, it's kind of calm now. Okay, maybe we can did that number happen?
And this is what we realized: the people that were across the street from us, they had rented or reserved 2 sites.
Yeah.
So the husband they had a canopy over the table, and he kind of hung out there, like man cave campsite or whatever. And then, the son and he was a little guy, but we never heard anything from him. He was so good. And, he played, and he was very pleasant. And, but that's what we would do. We're thinking about renting. So if we did that particular site again, we would rent both sites.
Right. Yeah. That's what we learned from this too.
That's what we learned, because we could set our trailer or our camp up there on that one. And if someone came with us, they could park in the other one,
right.
And you could have a family, camping.
Yeah, because we could put our tent on that side, which had actually the picnic table right close to where the parking spot was, and there wasn't a downgrade, so I wouldn't have to roll to at all.
At all.
Because we only had that much room in there.
But luckily, he had a nurse available, me.
Yeah, and also I know how to roll, so yeah.
And he knows how to roll.
So you're like, okay, I don't have to be a
we're
nurse
okay.
right
Always bring your that's a reason to bring your first aid kit. Okay.
Exactly. So, but we had a good time. Like I said, we're trying to look at the positive with it and trying to realize. But we figured we'd go ahead and share this. Our first just plain us adventures, and we're just being plain us.
Yep.
And now we have we're in Prescott. Or Prescott, and we're gonna go check out the town, and we'll do a little video there too to kind of show you what made the best of it.
We're gonna go have some barbecue.
Some ribs, right?
Yeah, some ribs, or it's a barbecue place just down the street, and our little dog can be out on the patio with us. It's dog friendly.
Yeah. So go ahead and again press like if you like this, share it, please, and also there's a little bell right there for the next time that we put another video up, and you'll be notified. But thank you for listening, and give us some comments and tell me what you think. So have safe journeys, and we will talk to you soon. Right, love?
Thank you.
All right, cool.
Okay.
Just plain us.
Just plain us.
Bye-bye.
Bye.